friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking into what would they tell you if they were completely honest. And I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, and pile number two is the Stained Glass Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today. But I do hope that at least one of the pile's messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading. So just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. I can check the details in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi pile one, for those of you who chose Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty, what would they tell you if they were completely honest? Let's get into that. What would pile one's person tell one if they were honest? You know what I'm thinking of right now? Victoria Beckham was doing this interview, and I think she said something like they were middle class or something of that sort, and David Beckham just comes in and says, "Be honest." And then he says, "Be honest." And like, what car was your dad driving you, or something like that. Something like that. So I was just remembering that. All right, so let's get into what we have for you here today, pile one. We have the High Priestess, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Mastery of Coins, we have the Two of Swords, we have the Magician, Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups. I also have your Oracle card, so we're going to get into that as well. We have Magdalena of the Rose. We have Columbine, Abundance. We have Melchizedek. We have Orange Calcite, and we have Resilience. Orange Calcite is, I can't control what others think of me, but I can control what I think of myself. Okay. Your person seems to have achieved some level of success in their life, pile one. And I think that traditionally, or could have also been like pressure from their parents while growing up. I think traditionally, or I guess in the traditional sense, your person has achieved success, but something seems to be amiss in your person's life. I also think that this person might have kind of foregone this connection, or your person might have decided not to pursue this connection because they thought that it might hinder their path to success. It's possible that this person felt that maybe they would not be able to focus on your connection as much as they could, or there could have been a breakdown of this connection because your person was not able to focus on this connection. Whatever it is, your person, even though they weren't sure at that point in time, it looks like they did take a final decision of choosing to go after material success. There's something about material success coming through very, very strongly. And now that they've achieved this level of success, it's kind of like they're looking around for emotional support. They're looking around for something that brings them emotional fulfillment, and all they see is you. They don't know if it's too late to come in. but they also recognize that at that point in time, they had to make that choice. It's not about regret of the choice that they made, because I think that circumstances were such that your person had to focus on the other aspect of their life, or it needed their complete attention at that point in time. For some of you, it could have been paying off a debt, paying off their student loans. I'm also hearing maybe a house loan. There's something that they really needed to focus in order to reach where they are at today. They are regretting lost time, but they're not regretting the decision that they made. That's the difference over here. Because they felt that at that point in time, they had no choice but to make that decision. And right now, they're in a much, much better place. And they feel pulled to choose this connection right now. They feel like they have the energy, whether it is mental energy, physical energy, or even just emotional energy, to choose this connection right now. At one point they could not, but today they feel they can. And your person is realizing that just as much as they've worked hard towards other aspects of their life, they have to work hard towards this connection. And they know the amount of effort it is going to take from them to work on this connection. And kind of like they're thinking about when is the right time to come forward. There's definitely some kind of desire for an emotional beginning between the two of you. But at this point in time, your person's waiting for the right time, or they're waiting for things to shift between the two of you. So perhaps maybe you block this connection, or you might not be ready, or your person is waiting for a few of the other aspects of their life to come together. There's definitely a desire to start something new with you, or to have some sort of refreshed energy. So both of you could be together, but maybe your person has been really, really busy with their work. It's just, it's been completely consuming them as the energy that's coming through. But one message is very, very clear. Like, this is what they would tell you if they were completely honest, is that they had no choice. Like, you might say, oh, you did have a choice, but no, according to your person, and they're very, very firm on this, they did not have a choice. They had to focus on whatever it was that they had to, and they could not give the energy that this connection needed at that point in time. Today, it's a lot different. Today, your person feels stable and secure in other aspects of their life, and because of that, they feel they have the energy to contribute to this. But at that point in time, no, definitely not. And your person feels that if they were to give this connection the energy back then they would have lost both, because they would not have been able to give you 100%. They would also have not been able to give the other aspect of their life 100%, and they would have lost whatever abundance that your person has been able to work hard for at this point in time. And it might be hurtful for you to hear this, but we're talking about, what would your person tell you if they were completely honest? And this is their perception, and they're quite strong about this perception. The energy coming through is they're saying they had no choice, as much as they might want to kind of tell you, oh, okay, well, I should have chosen differently at that point in time. I think that there is an internal knowledge within your person that even if they had to go back in time and make the decision, they would have made the same decision, because at that point in time, your person felt that that was the best decision for the two of you. All right. And as much as, it hurts them that there has been lost time between the two of you, there is no regret about the decision, because today your person has the abundance that they were working hard towards, and that is giving them the energy to have a new beginning between the two of you. That has kind of created an opportunity for both of you to have this fresh start, or at least renewed energy between the two of you. So your person doesn't regret focusing on something else, but they recognize that they might have hurt you in that process, or by choosing to put their energy elsewhere, it's caused this rift between the two of you. With orange calcite coming out, I'm constantly being focused on this, like, I can control what I think of myself. And your person's very, very clear about what they think of themselves. Like, they're very clear that there was no other way this could have worked out. And if they're focused on both, they would have lost both. So they would rather focus on one, build that up to a point where they can secure themselves for an opportunity for the other aspect of their life. And your person is quite unapologetic about it at this point in time. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't think that this person wants to justify their actions. They feel that they are right. And they could be as well, you know, they could have been, I mean, I don't know what the situation was, but it looks like there was definitely some kind of desperation on their end to gain this abundance or to work things out. I think it has to do something with their finances. It's coming very strongly, or even their stability. And I'm also hearing Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So it's possible that your person didn't even have the bottom line figured out, you know, whether it was security, a home for themselves, or stability, you know. I think that their basic needs were not fulfilled, so they could not even go into the next stage of focusing on this connection. So yes, they could tell you, oh yeah, I could have focused on both, but your person's very, very aware, and I think that they're being very practical in how they're thinking about this, that it had to be one after the other. It could not have been them focusing on both simultaneously. All right, that is the message coming from your person. Let's see if there's any message or advice coming through for you at this point in time. Both of you are definitely going towards calmer waters at this point in time. I think that both of you are going to take time to work on this connection. Yes, there might have been pain because your person chose another option, or they chose to give their energy, or because they haven't been able to give their energy to this connection. Yes, it's understandable why things are turbulent between the two of you, or why both of you need to spend some time working through maybe the resentment between the two of you. You know, your person feeling like you don't understand them, and you feeling like you could have done, like they could have been kind of focusing on both, you know, the connection as well as other aspects of their life. So whatever it is that's there between the two of you, it looks like there is definitely some chaos, and your person understands that. And it looks like both of you need to spend some time working on your connection before both of you dive completely deep into this new beginning. But I am seeing rainbow over here. My attention's being drawn to that. So I think that both of you are going to get to that point, but it will take a little bit of effort of both of you, you know, working through it, having clarity on both of your ends, and being completely honest to each other in 3D and not just, you know, in 5D as well. And I think that if you were to create an environment for your person where you let them know that regardless of what the truth is, you will accept it and you will create a safe space for it, I think that your person might be more ready, or it might take them a little bit of time, but it looks like they might start getting more ready to be completely honest with you about what they're feeling about the situation. Because there's regret about the time lost, but there's not regret about the choice that they made. And they feel that if they had not made that choice, then they would not even have this opportunity with you at this point in time to even work on this connection. So in their opinion, they made the best decision given the resources and their thought process and their capabilities at that point in time. All right. This is where I will leave you for today. Pile 1, I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. I can check the details in the description box below, but if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips to decide, and watching my page ads. Those are the way that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Pile 1, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi Pile 2, for those of you who chose the Stained Glass Tarot, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alrighty, Pile 2. What would Pile 2's person tell Pile 2 if they were completely honest? Okay, let's take a look. Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Five of Swords, Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups, interesting, Knight of Pentacles. I also have your Oracle card, so we're going to get into that as well. We have Quantum Crystallized Consciousness, Illuminate, Embrace, and Embody. We have Hydrangea, which is Transportation. We have Oren Mila. We have Malachite. And we have Rebirth. Okay. Hold on, pal two. I think that previously your person kind of was operating from a victim mentality. Like, oh, why does life always, you know, hurt me? Why does life never go the way that I want to or I want it to? Oh, why do I always find myself in relationships that are painful or that don't value me? And I think that there was a lot of victim mentality on your person's end. And even I think that there might have been a breakdown in this connection, or your person might have walked away from this connection thinking that they were forced to do that. You know, it's kind of like the woe is me energy coming through. But this is a little bit more in the past energy. I think that right now, what's happening with your person, and it's still in transition, your person's learning to accept responsibility for what has been happening in their life. You know, the message coming through me is a little bit different. It's like someone saying, oh, there's always so much drama in my life, but they're the ones actually creating the drama. You know, if they were to make different decisions, then there would actually be peace in their life. And so I think that there has been a subtle realization. It's not too big just at this moment. There's a subtle realization that your person's feeling maybe the problem is with them, you know, because the more that they look at different aspects of their life, and it looks like there is a breakdown of all aspects of their life, not just this connection, your person's realizing that the common factor amongst all of them is them, you know, and they're realizing, okay, well, if I'm the common factor for all of these aspects of my life breaking down, then maybe there's a problem with me. Maybe there's something that I need to fix. Maybe there's a shift in the way that I need to show up in different aspects of my life. And so I think that there is a very, very deep realization within your person that they can actually have a very peaceful, a very joyous, a very beautiful life, but there needs to be a change in the way that they're making choices for their life. And it's not just about this connection, it's definitely about other aspects of their life as well. I think that this person, you know, they say, oh, life is always working against me, but this person doesn't even make any attempt to work on themselves or, you know, show up in a healthy way or in an aligned way to what they're looking for. This person could be making choices that are very, very misaligned and then wondering why things are just not working out for them. Or this person could be putting in hard work in their perception, but it might not be in the right way or in an aligned way. They could be putting hard work for something else, and that something else is showing up, but what they're looking for is completely different. I am seeing a lot of misalignment with your person. What would they tell you if they were completely honest? They're realizing that maybe the problem is them. It's as simple as that. They're realizing that maybe the way that they've been showing up for all aspects of their life, yeah, maybe that was the problem all along, and that they have the potential in them to attract a healthy relationship, to even other aspects of their life like money, you know, I would even say relationships, not just romantic, but even familial and platonic. They have it in them to attract what they want, but your person hasn't taken responsibility up until now. things are shifting on your person's end, but I will say that the shift is very, very, very slow at this point in time. There might be someone helping your person through this, like a mentor of sorts, or your person might be open to spiritual guidance at this point in time where they're looking for answers. They're looking to shift the internal narrative that they've created for themselves about how they've been showing up or about how life has been working out, not working out for them. So step by step, it's kind of like your person is shifting that thought process, and they're starting to, instead of pointing a finger there, they're looking at the three fingers that they're pointing to themselves, and they're like, okay, well maybe something that I did contributed to where I'm at right now. And so as they're realizing that, they're starting to make those internal shifts within them. This doesn't have to be a romantic connection. This could be a platonic or a familial one, because there's a lot of realization that the equation between the two of you is also in part has to do with them, you know, and they're realizing that if they don't want drama, then they should be the ones to first start responding with peace and tempered and balanced reactions. They can't say, oh, I don't want drama, and then be the one causing the drama or be the one fueling the drama, you know? So that's kind of a realization that your person's having at this point in time. It's definitely making them sad, because I think that they're looking a lot at themselves in the mirror, and they're kind of seeing, oh, well, that's where I could have made a different decision over there, but I didn't, and that's what led to this. So the victim mentality is something that your person's letting go at this point in time, and they're starting to accept responsibility for their life. You know, not just with this connection. I feel like saying this a lot because I think that there has been a breakdown of all aspects of your person's life. I don't think that it is just with one aspect. And so, constantly saying, woe is me, or, oh, everything only bad happens to me, or something like that. I think that your person's shifting into a more powerful energy where they're recognizing that they have contributed to the mess that they've made, but that also means they can create a reality that aligns with them. So it's kind of like that middle position where they're feeling sad that they've messed up so much, but they're also stepping into a little bit more solid and powerful energies where they feel, okay, well, if my actions messed up, then my actions can create as well. So it's kind of like that balance that's happening. It's going to take time though, very slow moving energy with rebirth and Knight of Pentacles coming through, but your person's realizing that they need to walk away from all of these self-limiting, I guess I would say, for lack of other phrases, victim mentality, that it's not life working against them, or that they're manifesting the wrong things. No, they're just attracting what they are, and if that aligns, then everything will align. So that's kind of the understanding that your person's having. It's pretty deep, but it will take time for it to completely manifest for them. Yes, for them to see it completely in their reality. I think that right now, as they're learning, as they're letting go of the victim mentality and as they're learning more about themselves, there have been smaller shifts in their 3D, and it might also be, them feeling a little bit of relief. But the complete transformation, it's going to take time, and it's going to take step-by-step effort, which it looks like your person is getting there as well. All right. I feel like reading this line over here. You not only have the ability to overcome perceived obstacles, you can extinguish them by realizing you can move through them. That's very, very telling of what your person's going through. And I do think that they do have a mentor at this point in time. So it's not like your person's feeling completely abandoned. I think that they are taking in the help. I think that a bit of their ego has kind of washed away as they're working through their victim mentality, where they're ready to accept help. They're ready for guidance, and they're accepting it. One message or advice for you, please. Yeah, it's going to be this energy for a while, Paltio. It's difficult to come out of this energy because there's a lot about your life that you start reflecting upon, You start looking back at every single instance that you've been through, and it's painful to go through those experiences again, and especially when you've blamed external factors, and to shift that responsibility onto you, it's very, very painful because you have to take a good hard look at yourself. There's a lot of your own self-image that gets broken down when you're doing this, and it's painful. And not just that, you know, it's about rebuilding how you see yourself as well. And especially when you're going through this letting go of this victim mentality, you're also breaking your own self-image, right? You're also kind of taking responsibility that, oh, okay, I made this mistake. And that can kind of pull back at your self-esteem. So there's a little bit of self-worth that one needs to work through as well as they're going through this process. And I think that your person's still in that phase of understanding themselves and understanding and rebuilding their self-worth. I am seeing that it's a lot of hidden energies at this point in time, but over time, your person is going to learn how to unconditionally love themselves. That is the process that they're going through at this point in time, and that's going to take time. All right. I am repeating my words a lot in this particular reading, and that's something that I've noticed. So it's possible that your person could be repeating their past actions in their mind a lot, like constantly revisiting that. But I think that that is the process. You know, I think that that is the natural process that your person has to go through in order to shift that narrative. So the advice coming through is, this is their journey, all right? You might be with this person, but you might not know how to help them or how to convince them differently. Allow them to form their own conclusions. Allow them to come to their own point of understanding, because it's an internal shift that needs to happen first. All right, Pal 2, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. I can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with a like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips that send, and watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Pal 2, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.